Hey guys, thank you for joining me on another episode of Cooking with Tessa. I'm so excited you're joining me again for another week. Today we're going to be making a very easy dish. It is a seafood dish. We're going to be making Thai coconut shrimp. Now, you guys have been requesting this one. I've gotten so many DMs on please share your recipe for your Thai coconut shrimp. So here it goes. We're going to do it today with a little bit of jasmine rice on the side. You can switch off your rice, whatever you'd like, brown, you can do white rice, you can do even basmati rice, whatever you prefer as your rice on the side or your substitute as your rice. But the Thai coconut shrimp, guys, I guarantee you is going to be a hit. So here are the ingredients, guys. Let's get cooking and let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do, I already washed my shrimp. Make sure that you buy one that are already peeled and deveined. You can keep the tail on, you can keep the tail off. It's really up to you, whatever your preference is. The only thing we're going to do with our shrimp is butterfly it. So we take the shrimp right here and we're going to make a slit in the shrimp, in the back part of the shrimp, and go almost to the tail. You don't have to, you can't go down all the way. If you go down all the way, you're going to split it in half. So you just want to butterfly it where it opens up like this a little bit. So when it cooks, it has a nice little appeal to it and it gathers all the flavors inside of the shrimp. My shrimp have all been butterflied. What I'm gonna do is put it right back into my bowl, and now I'm going to season it. I already have my rice cooking, have my jasmine rice cooking. Now, like I said, you're going to do whatever rice or whatever side you prefer. This goes great with rice. Like I said, it's up to you whether you choose to use basmati, jasmine, that'll give you those Thai, keep it in that Thai flavor. Or you can just use plain old white rice, whatever you prefer. Brown rice even could be a great substitute for this. But like I said, mine is already cooking. It's already on the stove top. So what I'm gonna do to my butterfly shrimp now is just add my seasonings. So eyeballing everything, but basically about a tablespoon of each. We're gonna do a tablespoon of garlic powder, about half a tablespoon of the chili powder. The reason why I say half is because you're gonna add some red pepper, crushed red pepper, and so that is going to enhance the spiciness. Okay, you're going to do parsley flakes, same thing, about a tablespoon of that. Now, you can substitute the liquids that we're going to add with coconut milk. I didn't have coconut milk on hand, so I'm going to show you an alternative if you don't have coconut milk, what you can do. And then the crushed red pepper, we're going to add that. I wanted to show you a little bit to this. Now, if you like it with a little bit more kick, go ahead and do a little bit more. I did, honestly, maybe about a quarter of a teaspoon right now. My kids are going to be eating this, so I don't want to add too much. And then I'm going to take my lime and cut that in half, and then add that to my shrimp. So I'm gonna let that shrimp just marinate for a few minutes in that. So you can add the whole lime and let it just marinate for a few minutes. And then we'll go ahead and start cutting our vegetables and our herbs that we need to add. So I have some basil, some garlic, some cilantro. I'm gonna cut my bell pepper and a little bit of my red onion. Okay, so now just mix this around and let that sit for a few minutes. So we're gonna leave this to the side and we're gonna start cutting up everything else. Alright guys, this is the easy part. Our rice is still cooking, it's almost done. So we're gonna turn our stove on to a medium and we're gonna just drizzle a little bit of olive oil. Let this pan get nice and hot. Now, I usually like to use my wok for this, but if you don't have a wok, you could just go ahead and use a regular saucepan or a big enough pan. Doesn't have to be a pot, could be a pan for this, okay? Let your olive oil kind of coat the side, because you're gonna be using everything, especially on the wok. You're gonna be using pretty much every part of this wok, the middle and a little bit of the sides, okay? So we coat our sides a little bit. Let this get nice and hot. It's on medium heat. And this is the step that I was telling you before that you could skip. If you have coconut milk, you're going to skip this part of adding all these components to create your coconut milk. But if you don't have coconut milk on hand, then you're going to use cream of coconut. Can be whatever flavor, whatever brand you prefer. You can use oat milk. Now this is your substitute instead of using regular milk, or you can use 1% if you'd like, and a tiny bit of heavy cream, okay? So I feel and I hear that my wok is getting nice and hot. All right, so we are ready to go ahead and get started. Our oil is nice and hot. We're gonna add our vegetables. What you don't want to happen is for this to cook down so much. We want a little bit of that crispiness, okay? We're gonna add our garlic and then add our shrimp. Add our shrimp. And everything that's on in your bowl. Add your ginger to your shrimp. And now we're gonna add the liquid because we don't want it to overcook. We don't want that rubbery type of shrimp, okay? So now I've gotten from that transparent color to a nice orange color. I'm gonna go ahead and add my liquids. I have my ginger in there now. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of my cream of coconut. Okay, so I'm gonna get some of the liquid because I only got this part here. Okay, 2 tablespoons of cream of coconut. We're still at a medium heat. You're gonna add 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 cup of your oat milk. And let that simmer. Okay. Add your fresh basil. And your cilantro. We're gonna let this come to a simmer after we add our pineapple and our curry powder. So this is pretty much about half a cup of cilantro. And I had a few sprigs of basil. Add more or less, however much you like. Now I have my crushed pineapple. If you have fresh mango, you can add mango and substitute your mango instead of your pineapple. But I like to use, I already had a can open, so I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of my crushed pineapple and add some of that liquid to it. And 1 tablespoon. Guys, this is delicious. I want you guys to make sure that you taste it. This is the time when you can check the levels to see if you want a little bit more sweetness. You can add a little bit more of your cream of coconut or your coconut milk, whichever one you used. Or if you want a little bit more spice, this is where you would add a little bit more of those red crushed peppers. So delicious, guys. I just tasted it. It is amazing. Our jasmine rice is ready, so we are ready to plate. Look at how fast and easy that was. Honestly, less than 30 minutes for this meal. All right, guys, time to plate. So let's take our rice. Remember how I always tell you plating is everything. Grab a small bowl or a small container that you have so you can plate your rice. that goodness of shrimp with the veggies and the sauce and pour it right over it. Some more. There's a lid on the side. Look how beautiful that looks. And you can top it off with a little bit more cilantro and even some more pineapples or mango if you choose to use that. Grab some of that juice and pour it right over. Guys, this is it. Look how amazing that looks. And that is your Thai coconut shrimp. All right, guys, look how easy that was. Honestly, the meal took what, under 30 minutes. I want to say 25 tops, if that. So if you enjoyed this episode, and thank you for all of those who have been requesting this recipe. If you enjoyed this episode, leave me some comments down below. Let me know how yours turned out. Let me know if you replaced your coconut milk for something else, if you went the way that I went, or if you used coconut milk or used a different type of milk. Let me know. Guys, it's all about improvisation and what works for you. So thank you so much for joining me. Leave some comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.